What's up, guys? Chris Moulton, Andrew Martin. It's the Union Report. We have with us today goalkeeper Dallas Odle. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Good to meet you guys. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I know you're a huge fan of the show. Just kidding. He's not actually a huge fan, but maybe he will be now. So want to start off talking about just kind of the path of your career, kind of researching you. It looks like you've made a lot of stops all over, internationally as well. Was there one stop for you that was really impactful in your growth as a player?
I think as a player, my first year being a professional with FC Tulsa was really impactful. I think having Donovan Ricketts as my goalkeeper coach day in, day out was a great mentor, aside from being a goalkeeper coach, to have my first year as a professional. I was 20 years old, so obviously still very young, even as a goalkeeper. So to kind of build my game around not just, physically on the field stuff, but mentally, the mental side of being a goalkeeper is huge. Obviously, he's played many years in MLS national team appearances for Jamaica and stuff. So just to kind of be able to kind of conform myself at a young age to be able to succeed in environments like this, and to last year at New York Red Bull, I think that was the most impactful year that I can kind of look back at. I mean, they've all been great. They've all been very, very much needed. And each place I've gone has had their own unique way of doing things, and I've kind of taken bits and pieces from everywhere I've been, which is the awesome thing about the game. You meet amazing coaches here, great players here, and you build this awesome bubble. So, but yeah.
Cool. Andrew, you got a question?
Yeah, I've got actually a couple kind of going back to your childhood or earlier days. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, you grew up in Arizona. Is that correct?
Yeah, born in Kansas, moved to Arizona when I was about 7 years old. Okay. So yeah, I grew up in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah, and I'm just curious because of all the circles, kind of youth, growing up. Obviously, Elijah and Miles were from Arizona as well. Even if you didn't know it at the time, did you find that you were kind of like in the same circles or tournaments of them or anything like that?
It's funny. Me and Elijah played against each other a lot. And we still talk about it now. It's really funny. I don't think I played against Miles ever, but I met Miles my last year with Real Salt Lake Academy when they were in Casa Grande. Miles was out there for Barca. So I met him there. So I've known Miles as well. I've known both of them, but Elijah, we played against each other at least 20 times. It was my club team was SC Del Sol, and our rivals were Valparaiso, and he was on Valparaiso. Mm-hmm. And so we were in a group of a bunch of guys that we still know and talk to. Like off season, we'll probably be training with a bunch of guys we both know. So yeah, it's pretty cool to meet him here and then be like, wait a minute, it goes all the way back to when we were like 14.
Yeah. So was he always a beast, or was he kind of the ugly duckling that turned into the swan?
You know what's funny is, it's still super fuzzy. I just remember that the beefy striker guy.
Yeah.
But I wasn't worried. Yeah. I wasn't worried back then. We would always win the matchups. Sorry, Elijah.
No, that's super awesome. And I just wanted to kind of follow up what you had said originally regarding the mental piece that goes along with goalkeeping. It seems like among professional athletes, probably one of the most grueling mental positions, because we've heard it time and time again. You can be the hero, you can also be the villain. And so I'm curious, how much time do you devote, like percentage-wise, the physical training versus the mental training of being a goalkeeper?
I think it kind of goes hand in hand. There's never a session that you'll finish that you didn't exhaust some part of your mentality, whether it was just the working hard part, dealing with maybe goals that went in, or even your best days. It's good to look back and be like, okay, this is how I made this save. Like, this is what worked, this is what didn't. And I think a lot of it has to be done on your own. I think like you said, you can have those games where you're the hero, you're the big guy on the field and everything, and then you'll have the games where you get scored on at the end, whatever it may be, maybe an error, and it's like now you're just the waves as being as an athlete in general, it's huge. But that kind of just, I think it's like fortified over time, just time being a professional, time learning. I'm at the point now where you just kind of understand, like, things will happen. Like, you'll never have a perfect week, a perfect month, like, regardless, maybe even a perfect game. And it's understanding that those things will happen and then just controlling what you can control next.
Gotcha.
I think having a short-term memory is something that a lot of goalkeeper coaches I've had have stressed. Even if maybe something goes a little south in a game, maybe a little parry didn't go where you needed it to, or regardless of what it is, just being able to be, all right, it's fine, like, ball didn't go in the net next play. I think a lot of younger goalkeepers struggle with kind of letting things build up and compile in your mind, and you've got to be light as a goalkeeper. You've got to be light because things can change in an instant. You know, you could have the ball in your back, next thing you know, it's coming towards your goal. You know, things change very fast, and you just got to be able to roll with the punches, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay. And you know what? I got another Ted Lasso one. You got to be a goldfish, right? He's
Goldfish memory, yep.
So don't worry, I
That's it.
saved it right there.
Yeah, nice.
Andrew?
Yeah, and kind of playing off of that, for me, I'm a very impatient person, and I imagine being a player, you know, over the last few years, I think you've had a handful of matches you've appeared in. How has it been managing your patience when it comes to your professional career? I'm sure you want to play like every minute of every match, and that never works out for almost anybody in professional sports. But how is it managing your patience as you're kind of moving up in your career?
Yeah, you know, and that's a whole part of the game on its own, you know, and that kind of goes into mentality as well.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be strong. You can't let the emotions get to you. You know, being a goalkeeper, such a tight-knit group, you know. You've got maybe 3 or 4 of you on the team. You've got the coach, and that's your circle. So obviously you want to play every game. But, you know, if the guy in front of you gets the nod, you've got to just be willing to keep working to push him to make him better. That'll ultimately make you better.
Yeah.
And that's the environment you want. And, you know, I've had a lot of struggles with playing time, but it's been, you know, everyone's path is different, and I think that has made me stronger and better as a person on and off the field. And I think my ability to just keep working hard is something that I truly value, and I think I genuinely wouldn't be here today if I didn't have these struggles of being able to just keep my head down and working hard. I think I'm still young as a goalkeeper, which is nice. And so I truly believe every day that my time will come. And so every day my mentality is kind of just get myself prepared for when that time comes. So when I have my chance, I can take it and just run with it and then, you know, kind of have my time, you know. So, but no, I mean, just got to stay in good graces with it, you know. Never too high, never too low, and just keep working hard.
I may need to come back to you for some personal tips like that.
Right. No, so just kind of looking around the league right now, I see, and this is speaking directly to the character building that sitting on the bench can do. We see, I think, in the last round of the Jägermeister Cup, both guys that were backups here are now starters, and it was interesting to see they faced off in a shootout against each other. So that was pretty interesting. So if there's one like goalkeeper out in the world, like as you were coming up, was there one guy that you kind of looked up to? You're like, that's the goalkeeper right there. Like,
well, if you're asking me who my favorite goalkeeper is, I got to go with Manuel Neuer.
Okay.
It's funny, obviously, complete different builds and styles, kind of. But you know, I just fell in love with Bayern Munich at a young age. Obviously, I loved Neuer. Being on that team, and yeah, he's a goalkeeper that I just love to this day watching. Another goalkeeper that is a little bit more my style that I really like to watch and kind of emulate my game off of is Keylor Navas, and so watching him growing up was really cool. A lot of work with my goalkeeper coach at New York Red Bull last year too was kind of studying goalkeepers that he thought were kind of like me, and it's funny because he gave me Keylor Navas, and I'm like, well, that's perfect. I've been watching him for years. So, no, those two goalkeepers I would say are probably my two favorite goalkeepers in the game, yeah.
who would you say is the best goalkeeper in the world right now?
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Woo. There's been a handful of good performances. Champions League was good too. I mean, sheesh. Right now, you know what? This might be a really hot take, but I might go Juan Oblak.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be a really hot take, but I don't know. I've been seeing some highlights of him lately, and I've been like, he's just on it, consistent, and that's huge as a goalkeeper, just being consistent.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Donnarumma, obviously, winning the Champions League, but no, I'd say Juan Oblak. I'll probably get some comments.
Oh, yeah, I'm
with
totally
that one,
snipping that and putting it on YouTube, man, for sure. Andrew, you got a question?
Yeah, and so staying in Europe, I know in the past you had some overseas experience going to, hopefully I'm saying it right, Malaga City.
Yeah,
in,
Malaga.
In Spain.
Yeah.
What kind of, how did that add to your experience as a pro in terms of getting immersed in the European style more directly?
It was awesome. Spain is very technical rather than, physical. And no, being there for a year, that was, what a year. I mean, we were in a beautiful spot as well, so it kind of just added to the overall enjoyment of life. But no, the football there was great. It was kind of like I was describing earlier with Real Salt Lake. You know, you live with the guys. Field's like a 10-minute walk away. You've got where they'd give us food, 5-minute walk. You know, so everything you're just kind of living that football is life, which is awesome. But being there, you know, the way they kind of dive into the game from a more technical standpoint of things was really cool to see, and that's something I've definitely taken with me thus far. And being in Spain, I got some professional trials and trainings I was able to do after my year there, and that kind of propelled me to really, you know, come back to the U.S. and be like, no, I want to sign pro. This is like really what I want to do full force. And so I met my agent while I was in Spain. Great guy, Santi, and so he got me back here in the U.S. and then I signed with FC Tulsa a couple months later, and that was really the start of this journey. So no, Spain really got me here. So
thank you.
And my personally last question would be, actually it's a two-parter. First off, I was a pitcher like in college and everything, and you know, pitchers hang out in the bullpen. Is there something like cool like that the goalies call their little hangout spot, or is it just another regular thing? I
mean, it's unique when you look at it. Not a lot of people will notice, but like when you look at a training session, I mean, at least here, so the team will come out around 10. We start at 9, and it's like we're kind of just like this 18-yard box here. Like this is where we are, and it's like the team will do their warm-ups, maybe some tactical stuff, some rondos, you know, whatever drills it may be. And it's like us three and our goalkeeper coach. We're just here. And it's like the philosophy and our talks are so much different than theirs. And like what we're training, it's a completely different game. So like it's kind of cool, at least even in my eyes, to kind of just like when we have some breaks or we're getting water and stuff, to kind of just sit there and kind of like look over at the team, because there's such a disconnect really. Like when you look at it during a training, I mean, sometimes there are days when the team will do like an hour and a half of their own drills before we even get into like combine with the team and start playing. So we'll kind of be here just doing our own thing. And when you really sit there and kind of look at it, so different. So different. Crazy. It's like two worlds. Yeah. And then you mash it together, and then there you go. That's a team. So I think it's awesome. I wouldn't change my position. Wouldn't do it.
That's awesome. And how has the group been since you got here? Are you pretty like well meshed in pretty quick with the guys?
Yeah, no, I love this group. I love this team. I think we talk about it all the time. We've got a younger, hungry team, and we all gel well. I mean, I've been on teams where you've got a good group, but there's cliques, you know, everyone kind of has their people they hang out with. But man, these guys, we're all out together, you know, we're texting the group chat, we're doing this, we're doing that. I think the chemistry that we've been able to form through all this stuff has been amazing. I think we all have the common goal that we all want to work hard to win the championship. And so that brings us together as well. No, I think this group of guys, you know, everyone gets along. And that's something that's pretty rare to find on a squad.
Nice. Andrew, any other questions?
No, I think I'm good to move on to our rapid fire segment to finish up.
We got rapid fire team edition.
Bang, bang.
So these are going to be general questions about the team. So first one, who is the biggest eater on the team? The guy that like he just sits down and you're like, do you got a hollow leg, man? Like where's all that food going?
Nico. I would say me. I really want to say me, but if I can't say me, Nico.
Okay.
Campazano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who has the heaviest or fastest shot on the team?
Adam.
Okay.
I need to be more. These aren't rapid fire. These are slow questions. I gotta go.
Slow boil.
Yeah.
Who's the team clown who makes everyone laugh?
The team clown who makes everyone laugh. Wes.
On the other side of the coin, is there like a team nerd?
A team nerd, a serious guy, Pierce. Pierce doesn't make anyone laugh.
Even when he tries?
Nah, he's not his cup of tea.
What's your favorite childhood cartoon? Since we're going too slow for you, I thought I'd throw something in there.
Now you're making me think. This isn't going to be rapid.
See?
Childhood cartoon?
Yeah, you wanted to talk. Now we're here.
Childhood cartoon. Probably like Lego Ninjago.
Oh, okay.
I loved watching that. I loved watching
so
that.
old, bro. I watched that with my son.
I would watch that before school.
Great storyline, though. So rich, man. Who's the guy on the team that's got like nerves of steel? He's always calm, cool, and collected under pressure.
Loves the pressure. Someone who loves the pressure. Anton likes the pressure. Anton likes the pressure, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to think of one more off the wall question. What's your favorite place to eat since you've moved to the Monterey Peninsula?
Sammy, what's the Mexican restaurant? What's the name of it? Gosh, dang it.
Do you know what town it's in?
What? Marina, right off the highway.
Las Cazuelas?
Yes, wow. The jumbo burrito.
That's my wife's favorite, or one of her favorite places.
Jumbo burrito.
Yeah.
I think I get the pollo asada. Oh my! Add French fries in there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Blows your mind,
Unbelievable. Check it out.
Well, guys, that's all the time we have for today. Dallas, thanks so much for joining us. I hope you had as much fun as we did.
This is awesome.
And we'll look forward to seeing you guys next time.
Check out the channel, like
Yes.
and subscribe, and comment and thumbs up.